Chicago, a new city on the rise like a crushed by a terrible unforeseen disaster. On October 8th, 1871, at 9 o'clock p.m., in Mrs. O'Leary's barn, a fire started that would turn the city from an exciting working town into a pile of ash. The Great Chicago Fire is so famously said to have started by Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicking over a lamp in the barn, setting it ablaze. Later on, a theory circulated around that it was actually a teenager named Pegleg O'Sullivan who actually started the fire. No matter how it started, the fire started, and it would cause more damage than any other fire in U.S. history. The fire started out small, but it quickly spread. The fire department was slow to get to the barn as they just had a fire the night before. A drought Chicago was experiencing at this time made this a recipe for disaster. The fire spread so quickly that it was declared out of control by 11 o'clock p.m. The fire spread through the city. Most people were unconcerned because they said their house wasn't on fire, so why worry? But they should have worried, for everything in the city was made of wood. The buildings, sidewalks, bridges were all made of wood. The fire was destroying the city, engulfing it in flames. Pieces from burning buildings got swept up in the swirling winds and caught onto other buildings, setting them ablaze. To escape the fire, residents crossed the Chicago River and thought the fire would stop at the river. But the river was so polluted that it crossed right over it. The fire raged on for 24 hours, only ending because of a rain. The fire literally ate the city. The only buildings left standing in the fire were the ones made of stone. A total of 17,000 buildings burned to the ground, including the McCormick and Marshall Field building. The financial losses were a whopping $250 million. 3,000 people also died from the fire. For those who survived, they had no home to go to. A total of 100,000 residents of Chicago were left homeless. Chicago was devastated, destroyed. Relief efforts from other cities and countries helped Chicago get back on its feet. New York City itself sent $600,000 to Chicago. Cincinnati raised $160,000, Boston $400,000, Buffalo $100,000, and Lafayette, Indiana sent $10,000 to Chicago. With this help, Chicago turned around and built the city back up bigger and better. And in only 2 years, Chicagoans invoked the image of a phoenix to demonstrate their recovery. The Great Chicago Fire certainly turned the city on its head. It demolished the city into rubble, but yet the Chicagoans and the rest of America didn't just leave it to die. They rebuilt it in only 2 years. The fire woke up the city and influenced change throughout Chicago. The fire shaped what a great city Chicago is today.